What's going on, y'all? What's good? What's good? It's your boy, Brendan the Score the Boss. And I'm coming at you again, man. Today, well, first of all, so it's Brendan underscore the Boss on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, pretty much all social, Twitter too. So it's Brendan underscore the Boss, man. And that's DA, not the, because, we cooler than that, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, today, I don't even know, today I didn't even want to really record like that. I don't know why, but here I am, you know what I'm saying? And, what I want to get into today is actually kind of a sensitive subject to me because I don't think I got over it completely, but I'm a lot better than what I was, if that makes sense. I want to get into when I got sick, when I was down there at school. So let's talk about it. All right, so it's late August 2019. Getting ready to start my junior year. Well, I guess I did start a little bit, And so it's my junior year down there at Indiana University, Bloomington. And I was down there. And then this came off a week of, doing Indiana University things, you know what I'm saying? What I was doing down there, I was partying, I was, getting my groove on, all that stuff. But I was down there, and then first day, it felt like I had cold. And so I just, I just didn't go to class because I'm thinking I have a cold, I'm sick, And so the next day, I just chill out that whole day, And then so I wake up, and the next day, I'm feeling the same way. It's feeling like cold, and but once again, I'm still thinking there's nothing of it. There's still nothing of it, And shoot, even later on that night, I believe there was it's like a get together or something. And I went to that. But while I was there, I just felt like I was, out of, I was just out of it, and minded this was kind of told to me too, because, a lot of the stuff I don't remember, especially like leading up to that. But, so I went to a get together and everything, and then I walked up there, but I was walking very slow. And the people I went with, my roommates, my boys, my dogs, and they were walking and stuff, like regular. I was walking slow, and they're like, "Man, come on. Why you taking so long?" I'm like, "Shoot, I don't know." So I'm just walking, Went to get together and all that. Didn't feel like myself and all that. I'm still, talking to people and stuff. Is this woman here? Is this woman there or something? And she asked me, was I okay? I was like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. And then so I went inside the house, and I just went and sat down. I had to sit down. And then, I'm still not feeling like myself and all that stuff. Day off, having a good time and all that and everything. So fast forward to the end of it, so we leave, so we walk in back to the apartment and all that stuff. I'm still walking slow. It's crazy. And I walked back and everything, but there was like these stairs and everything, and I was having like issues walking up the stairs. So I walked up the stairs and all that. They had to help me a little bit, and we went back into the apartment, and what else happened? So like, oh yeah, so the next day I was like, okay, I'm still feeling sick. I'm still feeling like it's a cold or whatever. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go to a hospital. I'm gonna just go to a hospital and all that. So I went to a hospital, and you know, but I didn't drive though. Thank God, because my vision was all blurry and all that stuff. Like I was like, man, something is wrong here. But I went to the hospital. Walked in, they said, okay, sit right here. We'll call your name in a few minutes. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I walk in, and so they bring me back, and they had me do these tests and all this stuff, like cover this eye, cover that eye, wear these letters here. So I was able to say the letters and all that stuff. And then they're just like, oh, I guess he's fine because nothing is going on. Like he's still saying all the layers on here and everything. Like he seemed fine. So they sent me back. So I call my boy. I call one of my roommates. I'm like, oh man, can you slide to the hospital and come and get me? And he's like, all right, yeah, I'll come and get you. Da, da, da. So he come and get me. He texts me and says he's outside, and then he come and get me. Well, back up a little bit. I told him, hey man, can you come inside? Like, cause I'm still not feeling well. I'm still not feeling well. And we walk back out the hospital. And then, so we walk into his car and all that. And then I had like fell. I fell, but it was all kiki haha, cause we ain't know what's going on. The hospital said I'm fine, so I must be fine. I must be good, and so he helped me get back up, helped me up, get back up. Then we walked to his car and all that, and we go back to the apartment, and then I had called my stepmom and everything. And I told her, I'm not feeling well. I missed class, and she asked me how many days have you missed class, and I'm like, oh, it's been like 3 days, and then she's like, oh, and then so I went back. I was in the apartment still. I'm just sitting down, that right now I'm sitting on the couch because my room was upstairs. I'm having trouble getting up the stairs, getting down the stairs, all that. So I'm sitting on the couch, I'm putting Vicks on my nose and all that stuff because I'm thinking it's a cold. It's a cold and all that. And, I was just feeling terrible, and so, the day passes and then the next day she called me and I still told her I'm still feeling sick. So she's like, this not right. This not good. So she had her friend come down because her friend was already coming down to check on her daughter, and she was like, oh, can you check on Brendan? Yeah, because, he's missed class. He's not feeling good, and all that stuff. And so she did. This is when it really started to get blurry. And I guess she had came, and the door was open. And then she knocked on the door. She came in. She had dropped off some medicine and all that stuff. And I do not remember what we talked about, but it I still had the Vicks on my nose and all that stuff. Like I was looking bad. And so she had left, and then my stepmom told me, she's like, oh man, you better she said her friend had told her, oh man, you better get down there and check on Brendan. He don't look right. He don't look good. And so few hours later, I had went to my girlfriend's at the time. I went to her crib. But she had to help me like down the stairs and all that stuff. And she had at her apartment, she had lived in the basement. And so she had to help me get down the stairs to the basement there. She had to help me with the stairs at my place, because I had stairs leading up to my apartment. So I was just, man, I was just looking bad. I was just, so I went to my girlfriend's place and all that stuff. But best believe, I still, I'll say this. Not all of me was having issues, you know what I'm saying? I was still able to do certain things if you catch my drift, because I'm trying to keep it PG over here. But I was still able to do that. But even after all that, like I still wasn't feeling good. So like I spent the night over at her crib, and fast forward the next day, I already went back to my apartment and stuff like that. And then my stepmom, she came in, and she said when she came in and looked at me, it looked like I had a stroke or something. So then she took me to the hospital and everything, but I don't remember going to the hospital this time. I don't remember her taking me, nothing. I don't remember any of that. You know what I'm saying? So she took me to the hospital and all that. And then she sat by my side and all that stuff. And she said, okay, I'm not leaving until, he leave, because it was obviously something wrong. Obviously. And oh yeah, and by the way too, she had also talked to my dad too and told him, hey, Brendan don't look good, and all that. But my dad, he had work to do. He's an attorney, so he's in court. But he's like, as soon as I get done with court, I'm gonna come down there. And so yeah, I'm in the hospital. They checked me in and all that stuff, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong. And so I forget what nurse said it. They was like, you know what, let's do a CT scan, which means that, they scan your brain and all that. You gotta go inside a MRI machine and all that stuff. So I did that. And did the MRI and all that. And so I'm back to the hospital room, and all that stuff. And so they had came back and told by the time my dad's here now. But they had told everybody, oh, I had like 30 lesions on my brain. I had some on my back of my neck. I had some on my spine. Just all bad. And it was this still kind of blurry and all that stuff. And my girlfriend at the time, she came. She spent the night with me and all that. Great woman, by the way. Salute to her. And but she really came through when I needed help. And I appreciate that. I'm forever gonna appreciate her for that. She is a great person. That's the one thing I can say about her. And so I don't know. So they told my dad and my stepmom, and also too, like my biological mom, she had came down too. She had came down like the next day though, or a couple days, and because she had found out I was in the hospital and all that. And they told my dad and my stepmom I had primary progressive MS, which, they're like, whoa. Well, my dad was like, whoa, he never had MS before in his life, because with the MRI it showed, like I said, that I had like all these lesions on my brain and everything. And You know, primary progressive, I think, like from what he told me, it's really just a countdown. Really, primary progressive is when it means like, okay, you've had MS before, and it's progressively getting worse. You know, and my dad, he is flustered and everything, but salute to him though, because he never showed that. Like, he never showed that. He just been told that your son is on countdown, but he never showed any worry and stuff. That's why I'm, salute to him, man. He's a great man. I love him to death. I love my dad to death. And I love my stepmom too for checking on me. And I love my mom too for coming to check on me. Everybody that came down there to check on me, thank you. I love you. I love you. And so back to the primary progressive. So it was just getting progressive. They were saying, okay, like, because it's so aggressive, it's so aggressive. He had to have it. But then they're like, my parents, my dad and my stepmom, they're both like, nah, this not right. This can't be right. So they had took all the doctors and everything. They took my scans and my labs and my tests and everything, and they sent them to Indianapolis, where a doctor, I remember his name still. His name is Dr. Rick Grimes. He looked at it, and then he said in his report, oh, this is not MS. This is ADEM because it's so aggressive, you know. And, they're like, which is curable. It can go away and all that. So they're like, whew, they were able to take a breath. They're like, okay, and so, and shoot, to be honest, I was just so out of it. I didn't know what was going on. Like, shoot, I was just thinking, okay, like, they're going to give me some medicine, I'll be all right. I'll be good. Because, in all my life, that's how it's ever been. Like, you get sick, you take some medicine, then you're fine. And so, I was just in no condition. Like, I was like, the medicine they was giving me, I think they gave me some volume or something. I was just loopy. I was already loopy and everything. My voice was slow. My eyes was crooked, and my walking was terrible. But and the nerves in my lower extremities, they're just bad. Like, I was just very weak too. I was losing weight fast. Cause I was like 230 before I got sick. And then by the time I weighed myself again, I was like 170 or something. I lost a bunch of weight. But don't forget though, 230 muscle though. not just fat. But because I still do. I'd be working out and everything, so I had muscle and everything. And but now down to, like, what am I now? Like 195. I feel like that's a better weight for me, because I'm not playing sports anymore, and football, and so I don't need to be that big anymore. And so yeah, it's they going back to this, they were able to take a breath, and so they continue to do different labs and stuff on me. And I remember too, they did what was it called? Lumbar puncture. Man, I was already weak. I couldn't even hold myself up like that. I couldn't hold myself up, really. But man, it's like when they put the shot like in your back on your spine, so they can get some fluid, so they can see what's up. And the nurses, they had to hold me and everything, because man, they did that shot, and man, it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. But I ain't cry though, because I ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? But but anyway, so it just hurts so bad. And They got the flu and everything. They tested, found that it was some inflammation or something like that. I think that's how. Shoot, I don't know how all that medical stuff works. You know. And so I'm still in the bed. I'm still in the bed. I'm laying down. I'm still trying. I'm still thinking in my head like, what's going on? What's going on? And still, once again, my girlfriend at the time, she was still in school though. She was still in school because she not sick, and she is still in school. But every chance she got, she would come and check on me. Come spend the night with me, all that stuff. Like she used to miss some classes for me just to see how I was doing. And so yeah, I mean that's all. That was all good too, man. Shout out to her. And what else happened? So I'm there. I can't really walk. I can't really do anything. I can't bathe and stuff how I want to, how I used to. I can't. It was just all bad. Like all my fellas out there. When you get up and you had to pee, you just get up and you just walk to the bathroom and pee. I couldn't do that. I had to pee in something like this. It's called a urinal. It's not like that exactly, but it's a container. And so I had to pee in that, so I had to do that, and once again, I'm there for days and days and days. And mine is I still, like, it's like a hole, in your, how you can remember stuff, but for me, it's like a hole right there, because my memory, I don't know if it's because of the illness. I don't know if it's because of whatever, but I just, it's just a hole right there. And, I can't really remember a bunch of stuff, but I'm there for days and days. And then they finally let me go. And then I went back to where I was living in Upper Indiana. If you watch my old video, I think I said it, but I'm gonna just say Upper Indiana for right now. And I was going back and all that stuff, and I was up there. They had. I'm trying to remember. Did they? Okay, yeah. I went back to Upper Indiana and all that, and my stuff was still down in my apartment and everything, but I had paid my apartment off for until February of 2020. So I moved in there in July, and I paid July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So I paid those months. So, I was still good and all that. And I went back to Fort Wayne, and I was up there, man. I was still not good at all. Like I was having, like at the place I was staying at the old house I was staying at, it was stairs. So I was having issues going up the stairs and all that stuff. And I was definitely having issues coming down the stairs, And sorry, I don't like thinking about that stuff, man, because that's just a very dark period in my life, but it is what it is. And so had issue going up, issue coming down, and then also too, so I was watching TV or something with my dad, but it was like I didn't tell anybody this. It was like, man, because he had like surround sound, the speakers and all that stuff. It was just a constant booming in my ears, but I didn't say anything about it, because I guess there was some damage done or whatever. And man, it was like loud TVs and stuff. I didn't like light like that, and my vision was blurry, so I could barely see. But so I'm back up there. I'm back up there with a great, care team. Shout out to Parkview, shout out to my parents and everything, like, because I definitely needed them. But you know what, man, let's make a part two. So that's part one. Like I said, it's part one of me getting sick and the story behind it and everything. So that's part one. You know, if you want part two, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to follow your boy on Instagram, it's Brandon_the_boss. TikTok, Brandon_the_boss. Snapchat, Brandon_the_boss. Twitter, Brandon_the_boss. And, we'll continue with part two. If y'all like and if y'all want part two. So, Brandon_the_boss. Out of here, man.